In the grim and hallowed halls of a corrupted astropathic waystation, in the grim darkness of the 42nd millennium, in an Imperium beset by a raging war, 4 Inquisitional acolytes face down a large, massive space marine in Terminator armor, bedecked in twin lightning claws, etching his green energy into the walls. He speaks to the party. I am Arrow. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome back to Dan, are you good? Are you okay, Dan?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Thanks. Welcome back to By a Shadow of Peace, ladies and gentlemen, completely beyond the binary of the internet. This is the Alliance Roleplay, and I'm Foxy. I host this wonderful occasion stream, and I have with me 4 incredible individuals, 4 lovely friends of mine, 4 inquisitive souls dedicated to his most holy ordos as acolytes, meant to bring his justice and his wrath upon the unwitting, the unworthy, the heretic, the witch, and the mutant. Even though you got like 2 or 3 of those in the party, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. It's not super important. I can tell you all about who they are and what they've got going on, but I think I'd rather let them tell you. So please, cast members, not the audience, in the order that I call you out, tell the audience who you are, who you're playing tonight, and tell me how you're feeling after having been walked into a trap presented with the mastermind of all the things you've been dealing with for the past several months. Let's start with Michelle.
Oh, hi. Hi, hello. I'm Michelle. And today I will be playing Aria Yun Contour, our Sister of Battle, Sister Hospitale. Well, more focused on the Sister of Hospitale part, because she may or may not have been shot a few times, and also Boris also had a hole blown through his chest, just like she did a couple episodes back.
Hey. It was his stomach.
Torso area. Good enough. And so I think Aria at this moment is maybe evaluating more about how to very quickly field patch that injury in the middle of getting escorted without, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, it's not great. I think Aria is desperately trying not to think about the fact that there are rather 2 large Astartes and a giant in Dreadnought armor?
Tactical dreadnought armor, otherwise known as Terminator armor.
Right in front of her. Yes, that.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's definitely a thing.
So we're going to think about that in terms of evaluating for combat purposes later, and not think about how much they are probably screwed.
Well, I value your optimism and tactical insight. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and slide over to Dan.
Yo. I'm Dan. I play Barris Corbin, the local anti-hero and desperado. Not feeling too great after becoming almost as holy as the God Emperor.
It's funny because he's mostly dead too.
And even less great knowing that I led my team into a trap.
If I had a nickel for every time someone in the On Life campaign led their team into a trap, I'd have like 3 nickels. Speaking of which, one of the people I led into a trap. Hi, Meg.
Yeah. I wasn't even here to know I was led into a trap. But I got to catch up on the VODs, so...
I'm sure you'll muster the strength to do it.
Yeah, Hi, everybody. I'm Meg and/or Meg
Relish the memory.
and I get to play Lara Talone, our resident psyker, who, she was led into a trap after, she had to deal with the worst migraine ever last episode. Bit of a headache, and she kept all of her friends from having to deal with the same headache.
Yeah.
Going okay now. It's doing better. She took some Tylenol. It's fine.
Tylenol. Get out with you. All right. And friends, if somehow you're not aware of who I am by now, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as Fairy Fox Philly's finest. And my theme pleasure is to play everyone that's not these three, or should I say four, lovely individuals. Taking a brief note to offer some love and attention to our missing party member, our lovely and incredible Turk, or Turkey Simpson if you know him on the internet, who plays our incredible Space Marine Zadkiel Delos, Lamentor and devoted soul. Who's here with the group physically, but is otherwise occupied in Maine or some shit right now, pretty sure. Yeah. Otherwise, with that said, friends, and with no more to say, let us, well, I'd say more, but that would be defeating what I just said. We find ourselves in the middle of the way station. The party is brought before a massive sort of chamber, a central administrative compound. Almost massive, almost hall-like building with rows of cogitators and banks and control stations. The back of it is a massive archway giving way to a huge wall full of data banks, server repositories, and viewports. And in front of it, in the middle of that auditorium area, is of course the four pods containing, well, your doppelgangers. On the left and right are, of course, Thok and Sorkesh, the two Marines you've been hounded and almost killed by before. And at their fore, still almost blending in with the shadows around him, is this hulking figure in ancient Baroque armor, hands ending in four-pointed, visceral claws. He stares at you all, his voice coming almost ragged but still smooth through the cogitator sort of vocoder strapped to his neck. This Marine, this thing, is old. So much older than any other Marine you think you've encountered. Ancient by your standards. How are we feeling, friends? What are we thinking? What are we saying, if anything, to these figures we finally met to confront?
So I want to. How are we? Like, what order are we standing in? Like, we have our lineup.
Mm-hmm.
What order are we standing in? Because I have a thought in the idea of what this to be standing in.
You were all kind of pushed into the room as kind of like as a group, as a huddle. If you formed yourselves into a loose order of some kind, that's honestly up to you guys.
But we're all kind of like just standing in the line up now. I have an idea of what like order next to each other that I kind of want us to stand in. So like, in my head it goes like Thok, Zadkiel, Lara, Varus, Aria, and then Sarkesh. In that line.
That's to me. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Absolutely.
That's how it flows in my head. If y'all are cool with that.
Yeah, that works for me. It works for you guys.
I have a question for Varus, for Dan, and a flavor for Varus. I don't know why I said it like that, but just for character description. Does Varus wear gloves?
I'm gonna say yes.
Are they fingerless gloves?
I'm gonna say no.
Full-length sleeves?
Pardon?
Full-length sleeves?
Yeah, I'd say so. Kind of like a jacket.
Okay. So this is gonna look kind of it'll be a little bit strange.
Do you need to like make skin contact of some kind?
Yes. So it'll be a little bit strange, but I'm gonna play it off. Just trying to think of how to do it.
Ari, I have low circulation. Could you like slip a hand under the mouth of my sleeve? Or would that be too conspicuous?
If it
It
would
doesn't
help,
need to be like the whole hand. I think it's going to be more like
A finger? Or...
an expression of worry. Almost an expression of worry, reaching over and just tugging at like the edge of your sleeve, and just a brush of the thumb across your wrist.
Yeah.
But that is enough to trigger, and you probably feel it's. You probably feel like a bit of warmth creeping across your skin, and it just spreads throughout your body. As long as the effect works, anyway. Which is a roll.
Here's hoping.
It's a roll. All right, where's the fucking? Oh God, how many trees do I mean?
I was gonna say if it helps to disguise things. Oh, am I coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if it helps, I think that Aria is just straight up ignoring the just straight up ignoring the Astartes in the room, and is patching up Varus's stomach wound right now.
All of you would notice that as Arya leans over to start working with Varus, and Lara, you're able to definitely kind of like flip a hand and kind of get that finger across and then roll your power, go for it, absolutely. You would all notice that while it's easy to look over and see Thok, like Thok's eye lens is looking directly at you, you're seen doing all of this. No one stops you.
Exactly 8 for the record.
There you go. Swings through. What'd you cast?
That is regeneration. So
There you go.
heal one wound per round.
Oh.
There you go. Harrow
Helping.
was just kind of Harrow, as you guys do this, Harrow's just kind of been pacing back and forth in the room, giving his instruction he gave last episode. It's going to just kind of stop right in front of the pod, and then kind of turn and just.
What then? No requests for me to explain my grand plan? No calls for my blood or prayers to your god emperor? Have you really been robbed of any courtesy?
Are you gonna tell? Does that mean you'll tell us?
Were it only so simple, little Varys.
Wait, where'd Meg go?
Lara cast invisibility. All seriousness though, Varys, as you're having this back and forth, you actually kind of feel the ground rumble a little bit as Harrow's large Terminator armor form actually steps towards all of you. Terminator armor is not made to kneel, it's imposing, and so you see barely on massive grinding gears Harrow kind of lean and clutch down, and a single edge of one of those lightning clawed fingers will just kind of ghost the outer edge of like your jawline and just.
I have thousands of mortals at my beck and call, many of whom devoted, prepared to give their very existences if I decree it. So few of them competent. You are a marvel, Varys Corbin.
I'm nothing special.
Oh, on the contrary. The galaxy is full of ignorance, full of cattle, blindly following an order, be it to a god or a master. You, however, you follow one's personal belief. Protection for your brother, solace for your personal crimes. Helpful reasoning, certainly. But you have always danced to your own song. Admirable amongst mortals.
Who doesn't enjoy freedom?
And he kind of like puts that lightning claw up under your chin, enough to kind of poke at you, but not enough to break skin. Who
doesn't enjoy freedom.
Then he kind of feels back. Aria Yun Cantor,
Devoted sister hospitalier of the order.
I'd appreciate if you
long
would stop
life.
manhandling my patient.
he steps back, drags that lightning claw along the ground.
A long life in the Scala. A long time in service to your god. A long time in faith. And what has it rewarded you? And your sisters are dead. Your Inquisition believes you traitor. The foulness of the Neverborn sits in your stomach. You are corruption walking. What will you do if at the end of your life, you try to walk into the God Emperor's graces, and he rejects your fetid soul?
My soul is already tainted, and I find that I don't particularly care about the words of a heretic. I have the people who matter right here. And
Use.
here.
Please. You hear a clang, a loud, uncomfortable metal-on-metal clang, then another and another, as Harrow brings his lightning-clawed hands together in a mockery of applause. Look then! Do you see the chains about its neck? Would push on its own faith, it falls back on blind belief and camaraderie of superstition. This is the shackle of the Imperium. This is what blind faith brings. And this, he sweeps a hand around all of you. This is a reckoning for that blindness. He steps back some, once, twice. And although his voice sounded perfectly human, the tone at which these next words come across are smooth and silken. Boris, you, as a human who has practiced bits of Eldari, know that there is no perfect way to replicate the unique twists and turns of the accent the Eldari voice produces. But in maybe the scariously close approximation you've seen of a human mimic an Eldari, Edilvara talone, dalashiden adni molali, et clunain, et vonau dadnim valir. Translation: you have come a long way to end up abandoned by the only thing you held close to you. How does it feel to be without Valir, Edilvara?
I'm entertaining something. Hold on. Because obviously I can't speak, so I can't retort, and I can't use Skype call, so I can't retort.
It's rough. It's rough right now. It's rough for you right now. I'm sorry.
Spell out a message in the air using psychic power.
No, what I really want to do is I want those fucking lightning claws to go off and electrocute him, but listen, what's it gonna take, Foxy?
You know, it's interesting. I think if you want to cause his own lightning claws to thwart their own fail-safes, you're going to have to break mimetic code within, like, the armor and his own brain. It's not impossible. Difficult, though. If your intent is to respond psychically, I will allow a psychic mastery test, and depending on how this goes, maybe you get what you want.
See what I can do. I want to fuck with the dude.
I'll let you know, if you want the thing that you want, it's gonna be difficult, but you might get something out of it
I'm gonna
regardless.
try it. I'm gonna try it.
No, I believe in you.
Also,
I'm
if you
gonna
wanna-
fail, is what's gonna happen.
I mean, if you want to use a glory point, we have 3.
What does the glory point do? I don't remember.
You re-roll.
Is it worth the glory point though?
We have 3 of them.
Up to you. It's up to you.
I'm not against it.
I have no objections.
Let's see what happens.
I can't have objections. That's not my pool.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 icons.
7 icons.
So what I'm going to give you is this. You focus that ire you feel, unable to speak, that psychic ire into a sort of lance of pressure directly in his direction. He faces you, meets you eye to eye. You watch as out of the inner sort of rivulet of the corner of his eye, a rivulet of blood builds and leaks down, just to meet the bottom of Harrow's smile. Defiant still, even when broken. Impressive.
Sorry, there was just a really loud bang upstairs and
It was me, I did it. It was me, I was adding
in the
in.
walls.
This is your
In the
psychic conversation.
I've got Sorkash up there,
The warp is in your
causing
home.
emotion. That's all it is. Regardless, Harrow kind of stepped back some more. You have understood so much of my plan thus far, Acolytes. And as much fun as bantering would be with all of you, especially you, Zadkiel Delos of Lamentors. There are those amongst my staff who would have words with you. And I have a great many things to finalize. And thus I will cut this conversation short. I would hope we speak again, but, well, I would expect you all to die here. He steps back, right in front of the pods. These, by the way, are trinkets. Nothing necessary or important. A simple show. I am everywhere. I can be anywhere. And there is nothing outside of my control. You are all here because I have ordained it. And you will all die here because I desire it. Ave Imperator. And as he says that, the shadows almost sway left to right over his form until he is no longer there. Gone. Leaving you all, the 4 of you, in a room. Directly next to Zadkiel, Vistok, a hand still clutching his power sword, simply eyeing the Space Marine, staring at him, his helmeted head turning slightly left. On the other side is Sorkash. Or was Sorkash? He's not there anymore.
Ooh. Shh. Down.
Okay.
So, very quickly, Zadkill's wearing full armor, isn't he?
He sure is.
That ain't gonna work.
But Zadkill already knows that I can do regen, so...
It's true. He does.
I'm going to get his attention and as best as I can try to communicate that I need him to take off at some piece of his armor so that I can get some kind of skin contact.
He looks over to you, barely, before immediately going back to making eye contact with Thok. He does, however, lift his right vambrace, bring his other hand to it, undo a clasp, and lift off his right greave, his right vambrace to leave his right arm up to about the elbow, briefly exposed.
And I will touch the arm and do the thing. At this point, her human guise has completely fallen off, and she, for the first time, Bars and Aria have seen what her Aldari form looks like. That is another 7. So she stands a little bit taller, more slender frame. Her ears have become long and pointed, and her fiery orange hair has turned much darker, almost to an ashen black. Eyes to a pale gray. But yeah, it's a 7, so the regen goes off for him.
Absolutely. The regen goes off. You can feel as you kind of you press your onto Zadkill's skin. You've seen him recoil at you so many times, look at you with disgust. It's strange then that even though you can't see his face beneath his helmeted head, he doesn't recoil or flinch at all as you place a hand on him and apply your power. You let go. He closes his vambrace back down. And Thok kicks him in the chest immediately, as hard as he possibly can. He crashes through a stained glass window on the other side of the room, flying a good few feet.
We did knew.
The massive Space Marine goes charging after him, power sword heavy and high, and a laugh screaming out of the Vox as loud as it possibly can. You all can hear the clashing of blades in the distance behind you. Slowly, loud at first, and then as it goes off down a corridor, distant and distant and distant. And on a moment after that, in the entirety of the chamber around you, every single one of the lights goes out.
Pray sense, pray sense, pray sense. Goggles are going on.
Mm-hmm. Your Vox crackle, and you hear a voice you haven't actually heard before. It almost sounds like not one mouth, but 2 or sometimes even 3 speaking at once. Little acolytes, you are in my sights. I will send you all to your god, Emperor. Dance for me. And friends, I hate to say it, but we're officially in combat if y'all couldn't tell.
What was the first clue?
If you want to give immediate responses, how your character responds, if you want to say anything or do any immediate thing, kind of a small thing before the combat starts, you can narrate that right now. Otherwise, you know how this goes. Players go first.
And I grab Aria's hand and give her the thing.
I'll allow it.
Alright, because I rolled already and it was me.
All right. Well done.
per round?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And I think that pairs well in like immediately trying to pull my friends somewhere where we could cover.
This room is full of cogitator banks that rise maybe a few inches higher, maybe even about a foot higher than your standard like office desk would. They're decently tall and built out of bulky rockcrete and reinforced metal. You're pretty sure they can take a bolter round, an enhanced bolt rifle? Different story, but I guess you'll find that out pretty soon, huh? Nonetheless, while you're able to pull all of you behind a sort of large, bulky cogitator bank, you're recognizing something immediately. Boris and Lara, you two are pretty small and comfortable and you know, decently able to mortally sized. Aria's pretty bulky between the armor and shield. Hiding all three of you behind one cogitator, not doable. Not for very long. Basically meaning, for the rest of this fight, if y'all want to be in the same piece of cover, only two of you can be in at a time.
I'm perfectly fine with moving. I will drop my friends off and go.
In that case, would you likely to start us off on the turn?
Sure.
All right, then. I'm going to give you a general layout. This chamber is massive. Y'all are at just about one of the outer edges of it, roughly or so, and it's, you know, near sort of like the outer walls, and this one of the stained glass windows where, you know, Zadgale just got sent through. From where you guys are to the actual other end of the chamber is about 100 meters. This chamber is massive. The walls, similarly, are also pretty high up. Several tiers of them go up sort of several other audience chambers and kind of open, almost balcony-like platforms going up and along the walls. There are maybe 3 or 4 of them, each maybe 10, 20 feet up from each other, meaning the highest is about 40 or so feet in the air. This chamber is, I've said it several times, massive. It's also completely dark.
How much movement range do we have as people?
What's your speed?
My speed is 6.
You have triple that in meters.
Okay. 18 meters.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. That might be a bit wrong. Let me double check that. One second. Oh, sorry. No, you can move. Your standard movement is your speed in meters. If you run, it's twice your speed. If you sprint, it's If you run, it consumes your simple action. You can still do a combat action if you want, and that's twice your movement. If you sprint, that consumes all of your actions, and that's 3 times your movement. Sorry. There we go. My bad. Apologies.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, before I ditch my friends, before I completely ditch them, I'm gonna tap the comms and just do a quick, like, little indicator that just tap them so that they make the quick on and off noise for the receiver to indicate that's how I'm gonna try to stay in touch.
How are you gonna do that if you can't talk, though?
Morse code.
Okay.
Just
Morse code, baby.
The quick Morse code of hi and just ditch.
Hi, bye.
All right.
Hi, bye. Good. See ya.
Lara, you take off running. Where are you headed?
And ditch. Can I do a quick mental sweep?
Absolutely. Can you give me a second mastery roll?
Yeah.
Are you doing this while you move?
Yes.
All right. Go for it. I'm going to let you know that if you're trying to do this while you move, that means you are putting your focus towards sweeping around and not towards anything else, like, I don't know, dodging.
Fine.
Okay. Go for it.
4.
4 icons.
Yes.
You then make me, as you're moving, so you're taking off running, you're sweeping your brain out for a quick mental pulse of the room, trying to get a sense, and you're just bouncing your mental presence off of the entirety of the walls of this room, and it's matched. So you need a moment to get a sense of your bearing while you're sprinting. Can you also give me a quick little agility, like a what's a good skill that might be appropriate here? Like an acrobatics or athletics, something like that, if you have those skills.
I do have athletics.
I'll allow athletics here.
Okay.
Four icons. You are able to, as you were, so again, you're coming up and you dodge, you sweep your senses around, it comes back. You think you get the presence of a living thing, but as you're moving so fast, you're not necessarily able to easily triangulate it. You kind of like move for cover, and as you kind of briefly gather yourself for a moment and think, I think it's over there. Your ear twitches. What's your current defense?
My defense is a 3.
Increase that by 3.
Increase it by 3?
Yep.
Sweet.
Just temporarily. For the sake of this attack, increase it by 3. So,
That's a terrifying number.
Yeah. So a 6 still meets you. Thankfully, what's your resilience?
My resilience is a 9.
All right, and you are also let's see. So let's see. So here comes the damage roll. As you're also going to benefit from being behind hardcover for the sake of this, so you're going to increase that by 2 more to 11. And he doesn't actually roll any bonus die, so it's going to do 12 total damage, no AP, and so it's only going to deal a single wound to you.
You can roll for shock.
Just clips me on the shoulder. It's fine.
If you would like, you can roll determination to convert those wounds into shock if you would like. Or just the wound. Up to you.
Having any wounds is going to make your rolls a little bit more difficult, just saying.
Sure, I'll roll it to be...
All right. Go ahead and roll determination. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure, your toughness characteristic number of dice. And for every icon, you can convert 1 wound into shock. You only need 1 here, so.
Well, I rolled 7 icons, which is a tragedy.
Well, you only need the 1 there, so you can go ahead and add 1 to your shock and not take any wounds.
This is a waste of a roll.
I mean, hey, if you had any 6s, you can convert some of them. Oh wait, no, this is a determination.
Your
roll.
ear
You
twitches.
can't.
Yeah, your ear twitches, Laura, and you just, and I mean literally, roll yourself as hard as you can to your left, and hear a crack of a round, and then feel something just barely grazed by your nose and ear, and smash into a rock creep barrier next to you as you hit the cover as hard as you can. It was a rough tumble, and you certainly almost didn't make it, but you're okay. With your enhanced hearing, you can hear a subtle of reloading, and then silence.
You fucking got.
It is now Sorkesh's turn. He is going to, well, I'm not going to tell you what he's going to do, but you all notice once again, it falls into an eerie quiet. After that single gunshot, it goes quiet again. For a long moment, you don't see or hear anything. And then, after a long silence, you hear a rustle from Laura, just about from where you saw that shot go, where you expect that shot came from. Something rustled from right there, and then nothing. Back over to you guys.
He's holding his action. I saw that.
I suspect it. I think it's a ruse. but that's me personally.
Who can say? Either Aria or Barris. So for the one of y'all two. You two are huddled down in cover. You saw Lara take off running and then heard a nice single, crisp bolt rifle round, just like the one that ripped through Ormeun's head so many episodes ago.
And through Aria's chest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Watch the entire campaign on YouTube to learn more.
So, who wants up next?
Alright. So we know roughly where he is, right?
You heard. Well, you
No.
you can probably. I'm gonna say you can probably, if you want to, coordinate where that shot came from. If you want to assume that's where he is, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I am going to attempt to track where in the room he is.
Make me an awareness roll, please.
I thought that was a cunning roll for tracking.
Could be. I'll allow cutting here.
Okay. Awareness, you said, right?
It's gonna be that versus his stealth.
Okay. Well. Oops. This one.
Oh, he rolled a lot of sixes. Holy shit!
7.
That's so many sixes. Look at that.
He rolled 3 sixes.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 icons, buddy.
Yeah.
I got 1 or 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10,
11.
11.
That's 11.
12.
Well,
Would you like to convert 2 of those to
Thank
glory?
you, valuable prey.
look at that.
Yeah, I think I can. Is this a meets it beats it, or do I need a 9 or higher?
You need. I mean, you need like higher than his 9 he rolled.
Oh, you got a 9? Oh, okay.
Sorry,
No.
no, he didn't roll that. He rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no 9, because the right time was also a 9.
Yeah. Okay, so I got
So you need 9 or higher.
Oh, okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I can get. Okay, I can shift 1 exalted to get.
All right.
To 1.
Add 1 to the glory pool, please. And Dan, please tell me how, in the moment of seeing the shot and refocusing in, Bear's able to tell somehow, whether it's effectively or by tracking or whatever. Tell me how Bear's knows that despite hearing the shot in that location, you know Sorkash still isn't still there.
All right, so I've got my prey sense goggles on at this point. Because the room is dark. So I can kind of see what's going on. So I think after I hear the shot and like focus on where it came from, I can see like the faint outline of like a figure moving in the darkness.
Absolutely. So you see that Sorkash took that shot and immediately fell back into the shadows more and is now repositioning somewhere else. In fact, you come up and look for him. I'm assuming that's what happens after you're looking for him, yes? You're trying to get visual contact on him?
Yeah.
All right. You come up looking and you see he's not there. You go scan him with your princess goggles. And you lock onto him just in time to see a barrel flash go off. What's your defense?
My defense is 5.
All right. You haven't moved yet, so he's not going to add your movement to this. So here comes a shot.
Also, does he get +2 from being behind cover?
Yes, you do.
I don't think that matters.
So,
Oh
let's see.
no!
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. I am going to spend an ammo to deal, especially to use to do something. I'm going to spend not an ammo. I'm going to spend a ruin point to use his ability, ammo selection.
Oh no.
So he's gonna pick this kind of round. I think it's very interesting. Yeah, I like mortis rounds. Those sound cool. We're gonna use a mortis round. Those add extra die. Only one. Dan, what's your resilience? Do you have any armor?
I do have armor. My resilience is 9.
All right. What's your armor bonus?
3.
Your resilience is 7. You only have armor 1 right now.
Okay.
Here comes the extra dice and the dice roll and damage roll.
Oh fuck.
So that's grand total of 15 damage.
Jesus.
Sorry. I'm wrong. This round doesn't inflict damage. You take poison 5.
What?
The mortis round is a poison round.
Buddy, I hope that regeneration. I didn't want that regeneration to be put to good use, friend. That wasn't the point of it, friend.
So you must pass a difficulty 5, or an ally must pass a Medicaid 5 test to remove that poison from you. Until they do, you have a +2 difficulty to all tests, and possibly other effects. Don't worry about that though. So Varys, you come up, you manage to see Thorkesh and think like, oh, there he is. And then, much like Lara, you have to duck back immediately as a round sinks and hits your shoulder. You duck back and recognize, hey, my shoulder and arm weren't blown open. That wasn't a normal bolt round. Then you start feeling that sluggish, burning pain creep into your arm and shoulder. And you recognize, fuck, I've been poisoned.
All right.
The box goes on again, and you once more hear 3 voices crackle in. Watch your head.
Okay.
He's having fun, if you couldn't tell. He's having a lot of fun right now.
I can tell.
Well, Boris, any more turns for you? You still have a combat action and a movement action.
All right. Well, since I used my simple action, I can't run. So I guess I'll try and move over to... I'll try and move closer to where he is and get behind cover.
You can slide from one cogitator, kind of slide over the one you're currently ducking behind to the next row of them, and like maybe get about 2 more rows in front of you with your normal movement, which puts you, I'd say, probably about halfway between where Lara is and where Aria is still at. You are moving further into the auditorium, sort of towards those high rows and gantryways where you know he is ducking and hiding behind. Anything more for you?
I guess, can I like signal to Aria that I've been poisoned?
You were right next to.
Yeah.
You were right next to Aria. Why?
She saw you get hit. No question.
Yeah. Well, no. Like prior to moving, can I like signal to Aria? Signal to her.
Sure. Absolutely.
Because her comms are obviously compromised.
How are your comms compromised?
Because he's talking to us in them.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought he was just on like a fucking speaker or something. I didn't hear comms. Oh.
He is on a speaker, the one that's in our ears.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
So, you still got a combat action, Varys. He's definitely not anywhere near in range of any of your pistols.
No, or my big gun.
Yeah.
All right. Combat action is attack or skill. I don't think I have
An option you do have, by the way, which it might not necessarily be helpful. You could do what's called an interaction attack, which is basically rolling with a non-combat skill to kind of off balance or make your target vulnerable or otherwise, affect them somehow. You won't actually deal damage to them, obviously, but
Right.
basically it's you taunting them or otherwise intimidating them or some otherwise using not your non-combat skills to affect an advantage in combat.
Right. But that has a few specific... there's only like so many things that can be. So,
Mm-hmm.
is this section 1? Talking. So I'm just trying to remember what the
That's all right.
things I can do are. God, Wrath and Glory, why are you so badly organized?
Yeah.
Food.
Well, I will let you know outright. You're probably out of range to do many outright actions. But if you want to either like hold an action to try something, or like you could just like spray at the area to provide cover fire for somebody, that's the thing I'll allow.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's. I'll hold my action to give cover fire for Aria if she decides to move.
Absolutely. All right then. Anything more for you, or just gonna just hold there? You want to say anything? You want to do anything?
I'll just whisper into my comms. Fine. Let's dance.
You get a laugh in response, again, sounding as if it comes from multiple voices. Sorkesh's turn will go. The room becomes dimly quiet again.
Another turn.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. You have to give another turn. I'm sorry. You're right. I've been room to do that. The room becomes dimly quiet anyway because he's not taking a turn. Aria, you're up.
All right. Aria is going to, I think, just. I mean, she can't see anything. She does have graceful, enviable grace, which lets her move in difficult terrain with no issue. But I think she's more concerned about getting to Baris and then fixing that poison problem. So she's going to move to where Baris is.
Normal move action. In the same, keeping all the same movement speed, a normal move action will put you right next to Baris as you still slide through cover. And unlike your two comrades, when you poke your head up, you don't get shot at.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that Medicaid test to fix him. I also do not take any difficulty with Kyurgen's tools.
All right. Well, it's a DN5, so beat 5.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4,
That does
5,
beat a
6.
5.
Yeah, you're good.
No shifts, unfortunately.
No shifts.
No shifts, but absolutely, you're able to pull out your Kyurgen, search for a simple sealant and an antibody for most basic poisons. You have to kind of like pull Baris's coat back some and jab it into him, which isn't very comfortable. But as you jab it and then immediately apply the sealant to kind of like to cover the wound, Baris, that sort of sluggish, slow pain in your shoulder begins to ebb and eek away some. Still hurts like a bitch, but you don't feel like you're at poisoned anymore.
So that's my move. I think that's also my combat action since I had to do a Medicaid tip.
Mm-hmm.
So,
any simple actions for you? Is that it?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and ready my shield. Unless I don't need to do that because I'm pretty sure. Do I need to ready my shield? Yes. No.
Yeah, you don't need to ready as an action, but you can have it up if you want to count as having it raised.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say I'm going to have it raised and partially cover Baris with it.
Okay, I'll allow it. Baris, even if you are out in the open, as long as Aria is next to you, you can count as having half cover.
Okay.
Anything more for you all?
I think that's it for me.
Round cycles, but before we go anything further, you all focus. Lara, you are up at the forefront, ahead of your friends, narrowly having missed a shot. The darkness all around you, and Sorkin just pumping laughter in your ear. Baris, poison still soothing out of your ear. You are tucking behind cover with Aria next to you, readying her shield and preparing for you all to move. You're locking in, you're thinking about what the plan, and you're not sure where to go. But we'll find out how that goes in just a few minutes. Take a few minutes, let our cast plan out and figure out what their plan is, because I kind of threw combat at them suddenly, so we'll let them plan out for a little bit. Refuel, defuel, offer your prayers to the God Emperor above, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Bye-bye. And we return to the quiet, contemplative darkness of the massive data cathedral, the central processing hub of this astropathic way station. The party is engaged in a sniper's duel, well, a one-sided sniper's duel, against Sorkesh, the ally of the Sons of Truth. And it seems to be going pretty well. For some of them, at least. Nonetheless,
For him.
I'll stop babbling. We'll turn some music back on. And I should mention something very rare. As the warp is rankling wild and uncontrolled here, things are going to grow chaotic more and more as Harrow's scheme unravels. Thankfully, your friendly local psyker is helping to keep the very nature of reality around you contained. Laura, if you could please roll for me, Psychic Mastery.
I rolled it while we were on break, and it was a 7.
7 is not high enough.
Oh no!
Please roll. If you could please roll for me a D, I believe it's a D66 or D100. What is it again? Hold on, I'll tell you. I'll
Buddy.
tell you
Oh, dear.
Trails of the Warp. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's going to be a. Where? Tell me what the roll is, Lord. This page. Yes. Your dice pool may contain extra rat. You can roll one. Yeah, so it's a D66 roll. So roll 2D6. One's the 10s, one's the ones place. So if you roll a 1 and a 6, it's a 16. Or if you roll 2 and a 6, 26. Whatever you know. Yeah.
Yellow or black first?
Do black first. Why not?
32.
Okay. Did you roll any ones on any of the wrath dice part of Psychic Mastery?
No.
Okay. In that case, it's going to be, what was the number again?
32.
All right. 1, 2, 3, and we'll say 4 is Sorkesh. You know what? Actually, hang on. I got a D8 for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Sorkesh. That's funny. Let's see. A sinister chorus or low, swirling laughter gathers around you and those in the vicinity. All sentient creatures within 25 meters must make a simple D&3 willpower test. Willpower test, I need to be made real quick, adds Laura. While you're focusing on trying to find Sorkesh, your brief control on the warp around you slips just the slightest bit. And while you don't see any immediate effect around you, let me make a quick willpower test.
Uh-oh.
You all hear hideous cackling laughter gathering in the warp from different areas and places. And it doesn't seem to affect any of you. It seems like it's all just distant and far around you all. Sorkesh, however, gains the hindered condition for a round.
Roll it.
I get a ruin, though.
Even for yours? Fuck.
Yup. It just says the GM gains one ruin.
Yep.
That's what it says. So, that said, we're back at the top of the round. Sorkesh will remain hindered for this round. Who wants to go first?
Do you guys want to
I'm
go
good
first,
with-
or do you want me to?
I'm good with whoever wants to go. I will go if nobody wants to.
Now we're all like on edge.
No one's seizing the initiative. I'm doing it. Let's go.
Okay, fair.
All right, Laura, what's happening here?
I'm looking for Sorkesh. I know
Are
he's
you looking
hindered.
for him?
I'm
In what
looking
way?
for his soul.
All right, then could you make for me a psychic mastery test?
Power. Just feel the power.
He's gonna count his number as one lower because he does not have. He's hindered right now, so I'm gonna have him roll and count his roll as one lower, which is only. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 becomes 6.
I rolled a 6. So
That beats it. Beats it. So you are able to pinpoint roughly as sort of like you can feel his soul kind of flare with the psychic turmoil all gathering around him. His focus is still razor sharp, but you notice that you can feel that kind of brief soul flare around him, and you know that he's now he is still on that first gantry level towards the back of the room, about as far away as he can be from you all.
How far of a distance is that?
From where you are, about,
Yeah.
let's say 80, 85 feet across, maybe 10 feet up. So, you know, do your Pythagorean theorem if you really want to figure out the actual distance.
I want to close some distance, maybe get to the next place of cover, but I want to do some sneaking to get there. So maybe, hopefully, he doesn't shoot at me again.
All right. You need to, if you want to still hold your, if you want it to not be a full action, meaning you still sneak, then you can't sprint. You can run and still sneak, meaning you can move twice your speed in feet. So your speed is or in meters. What's your speed again?
6. So
9?
that would be
6? 12.
yeah.
So you can close to about roughly 70 or so. About 70. He's at 85 meters away, so you can close to about 75 meters away from him at this point, not including elevation. You can do that absolutely and still take it. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okie
And he'll-
dokie.
Yes.
What's my stealth? 5.
He's still hindered, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 7.
That's a 3.
You scramble.
Scramble! I'm getting shot at.
Sprint. Well, he doesn't have a reaction to blow this round because he didn't ready an action, so he can't shoot you just yet.
He will
But he
shoot me
absolutely
though.
does. Yeah, as you go scrambling and running, you can hear your vox go on. I'll enjoy putting a hole in your stomach.
This is
that's
fine.
That's your full movement plus your simple action and anything. So that's all you got, Lara?
That's everything I can do, ain't it?
He's shooting the fuck out of you, by the way, if you were curious. That's what we're doing that.
He's gonna shoot the fuck out of me.
Definitely gonna do that in case you were curious. What's your defense again?
My defense is a 3.
Mm-hmm. I won't do ammo selection this time, but I will still aim. So that's going to give me. You know what? No, I'm not gonna aim. So he wants to move. So he's gonna shoot first. He's gonna make the attack roll.
You know, I'm okay with that.
I think I hit you.
Let's see. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6.
5, 6. Yeah. Oh, it thinks on my rap die too. I think I actually ruined. Sweet. And I will go ahead and do some damage now to you if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm not collecting ammo, so just regular damage die.
I'm okay with that.
So
It'll be a
grand total of 13 damage.
13 damage. Negated by my 9 resilience.
Yeah. So 4 wounds total. You could roll shock if you'd like.
I think I might do that.
Roll your toughness.
Am I rolling? Sorry.
Your toughness number of dice.
My toughness number. 1, 2, 3.
Icon turns 1 damage into shock. You got a 1 and a 3?
3 total. So.
3 total icons?
Yeah.
So you'll take 1 wound and 3 more shock. Remind me if you could, Meg. What's your shock total?
8.
All right. So you're at 4 shock now. When you hit your shock total, you gain the exotic condition.
Okay. I'll remember that. I will say it 7 specifically.
I have so much faith in you. Sorkesh fires off a round while you go sprinting. It only shears past your side, going through your clothing and your armor and nicking a bit of your flesh somewhat. And while you're able to keep moving, even though stumbling, Aria and Bears, you definitely both see Lara get hit, and you get confirmation of that when Sorkesh's voice enters your comms again. I see your blood, Eldari.
There's not even like a yelp or anything because she can't fucking talk.
Well, as Lara dives for cover and is still shot, it falls silent again, and you are all almost certain Sorkesh moves somewhere else again. That's his turn. As you all prepare, because he loves taunting you all, comes into your box again. Tick tock, tick tock. I will kill one of you eventually. What will you do? Rats like rats.
Bars, would you like to go, or would you like Aria to go?
Aria can go.
All right. So you mentioned being able to do other things while in combat. I think Aria is going to like very quickly pull up the schematics for the cathedral, and she's going to look at all of the structural supports. Datapad, on the datapad, can she mark where the I guess sort of the stub column, like the most important columns are, like just like quick filter, like, hey, are there any important you know, things that we can collapse?
Aria, give me a scholar roll real quick.
Okay. We're going to roll that.
2 icons.
2 icons. Yeah, that's great.
Aria, you know for a fact there are definitely structural columns in this room. 8 of them in total. 4 roughly for each half of the massive Beta Cathedral. In fact, the 4 that hold up the half of the room y'all are currently on, they're maybe about, if you're looking at thematic, probably about 30 to 40 feet in front of you. Hard to tell in complete darkness, obviously. The other 4 that hold up the back half of the room, where you're pretty sure Sorkesh is, they're much farther from you all. Maybe about 60, 70 feet. Closer to the back end, to the back of the room, as it were. You can get to them, though you're not immediately thinking of, like, what your plan would be to break any of them. But again, the ones for your half of the room, maybe 30 feet in front of you. Maybe a little bit more.
Okay. And there's no other structural supports, just the stub columns?
Primarily, I would say.
Got it. Okay.
Those are the best ways if you want to. If you're looking to bring down the balconies, only the lowest one, the first level, has support pillars attaching it to the, well, funnily enough, the balconies have support pillars attaching them to each other. They appear to be holding each other up, along with the wall for support, obviously. So you could bring down the balcony and have it collapse up the upper levels. And the balcony is supported by several pillars that all kind of go along the wall areas, arching along the whole of this massive dome. So the other option you would have would be bringing down the balcony pillars.
Got it. Okay. And how close is the nearest balcony pillar?
From where you are, either one on either side, because you're kind of towards the middle of towards the middle of the back of this area. Left or right of you, maybe a good 50 feet. Not even 50 feet, I think 40.
40 feet. All right.
Keep saying feet. I mean meters. This game runs in meters. Whatever.
Got it.
Same deal.
Yeah. So
40 is the unit
50
of this game's
meters.
movement.
And there's two of them, and those are just attached to the balconies. Okay.
There are further support pillars further in on the along the walls of the balcony. So bringing down the one on either side would bring down the balconies on this side. But if you want to bring down more of the balconies, you need to bring down more of the pillars further into the room.
Got it. All right. I think Aria is going to make is going to start sprinting actually towards the nearest pillar. Like cover is kind of I think a second thought here. But she's gonna just gonna to quick mention to Boris. I'm gonna try and bring down the supports. Like turn off comms and just be.
Oh,
She's gonna turn off her comms.
Arya, you turn off your comm and you dash, just keeping your shield high, waiting for the crack of a bullet to go by you. And as you're making a mad dash of a sprint, you have yet to hear one. Full sprinting with all of your actions. Which the speed?
My speed is 6.
So that's what 18 meters in total for movement.
Yep.
Putting you roughly about a quarter of the way there with a full sprint. Well,
All right.
Cicatrix is already gone, so we're over to Barris.
okay. I think on hearing Arya say that she's going to try and bring down the sports, Barris thinks, good idea. And is going to make a run for one of the other supports for the balcony.
Speed?
6.
All right. Are you sprinting?
Yes, I'm sprinting.
All right, then same deal. You're able to make it about a quarter of the way. You and Arya take off, going to opposite sides of the room, sprinting. I mean, hey, Sorceress can only aim at one of you at a time. And again, similarly, given that he already took his turn this round, you don't yet hear the crack of a round snapping at your heels or towards your chest immediately. That is, however, the whole of your action this round. Take that full sprint.
Yep.
All right, then. Meg, another psychic mastery test, please.
Yes, sir. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not enough. As that shot must destabilize your focus and control on the warp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meg, D66, please.
Black first, right? Well, it doesn't matter. They're both 3s, so.
33. Yeah, it's actually a pretty similar thing to what we got last time. Aria.
Uh-oh.
An overwhelming paranoia of something watching creeps over you and everyone within 20 meters. Lesser creatures and animals cower in fear, while sentient creatures must make a successful DN4 willpower test or suffer an uncontrollable function to second guess all their actions. They are hindered too. So please, you can give me a difficulty 4 willpower test.
Willpower.
Also, this effect lasts for the remainder of the season.
Does anybody mind if I take a if I spend a glory die to reroll? Spend a glory to reroll that.
Uh-oh.
Go forth, do great things.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna reroll that. I don't think it wants me to work.
What you got?
I rolled the same thing twice apparently.
Oof. What's that mean?
That's a fail. That's a fail.
Yes. So, Aria, you suddenly feel the watchful, judging eyes of the God Emperor or some other foul thing upon you. Suddenly, you're not sure. You ran and left Boris. He is foes. He can get taken down. He can't resist a shot the way you can. You might just die. Thankfully, since you both went 18 meters in separate directions, Boris, you're far enough away that you're not affected by this one, thankfully enough.
Oh.
But
yeah.
Aria,
Don't need to worry about it.
for the rest of the scene, you are hindered too.
Gross.
Also, we're back to the top of the round. Who wants first? Meg, you bucking the horse again?
Sure, fuck it. Let's go.
No, Buck the horse.
Buck the horse.
Horrible joke. Fuck you. Anyway, go ahead, Meg.
Alright.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I know what I want to do. I don't know what their plan is with the stub pillars, but I know what I want to do. But I have to get in range to do it. Unfortunately.
So what's the plan?
The plan is are there pillars near me?
You, given that you sprinted, I assume off towards the side, or did you sprint further in? Your call.
Towards the side of the wall.
In which case, then yes. Not the one Aria is running towards, but the second pillar that holds up a balcony is close to you now. Probably about you've taken two full moves, so you're maybe only about one or two more full move actions to get to it.
Okay. Can you describe what these pillars look like? Are they more like industrial or like?
Yes. They're rather industrial, a little ornamented. They have, like, some drawings and typical Imperial skulls all around them because it's the Imperium and it's Warhammer, so it's skulls every fucking where. They look to be made of a non-reinforced rockcrete, so a similar material as the things you were hiding behind, the cogitators. It looks like with a strong enough impacting force or explosion or something else similar, yeah, you could definitely be brought down. Like, this structure is spaceborne. It's not necessarily made to handle internal stress, trauma, and things like that. It's got reinforced glass doors and a thick hull to resist things like external forces. But these internal pillars themselves are not made to be the most resilient.
Are they scalable? I imagine they are, since you got at them.
All the embossed fucking skulls and shit all over them. Oh yeah, easily, no question. There's enough cribbling on them to climb.
From the last read that I got, how far away is Sarkesh?
Based on the shot that hit you, he's still towards the back of the room. So I'm gonna say probably from you about what we said, about sort of like 70-ish, about 70-ish meters from where you are. If you keep moving towards the pillars, then that's gonna close it to probably about 60 meters, just about, maybe even less so if you go up. You are probably assuming that after that shot he did move, though, so you don't know exactly where he is now.
He's on the opposite side of the room, so...
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm gonna go up. That sounds fun. Let's go up.
Absolutely. In a full sprint, you can take a full run action to get to where the pillar is, and then use your last move action as part of that sprint to get up the pillar.
Sounds like fun. I love it.
You scramble, scale, jump, duck, and dive, and you manage to land directly on the first balcony layer. It's still covered in more cogitators, although a lot of them are against the wall, so it's harder to use them for absolute cover. Although you are able to kind of duck and use sort of like reinforced covered rockcrete railing as a way to kind of cover yourself for the most part.
Fantastic. I love it.
All right. Anything more for you?
Just doing a little mental ping to find out where he is.
Well, I will give you the results of that later, given that you took your full sprint that would have been all your actions. But you can definitely sort of be prepared to kind of make a next ping to check where he is at your next opportunity.
Okie dokie.
As you are prepped and prepared, the camera would swing to Sorkesh without me telling you where you guys is. In fact, no, the camera will swing to Sorkesh as he sees, at sort of like through like the
From an
lens of a
undisclosed
scope.
location.
Yeah, through the lens of a scope, we see we see Lara scale this pillar, flip over, and land on the railing. Clever little elf. He'll kind of duck back some and start sort of realigning himself. And you'll see him socket his round and just kind of say, aiming for target, targeting major arteries, listening for Corollas deviation, accounting for lack of atmosphere, preparing the right part for and silent, engaging. And he's holding his action. Going over to you guys.
Sus.
Aria, Barris, who's sprinting first?
Aria's still hindered in second guessing, so if Varus wants to sprint first.
I mean, that's a pretty good narrative reason for, like, I buy that narratively.
All right.
So keep running, keep sprinting.
All right then. You turn and you sprint. Barris, it's been quiet for far too long, and Lara's no longer a good target. So again, you're certain. I'm gonna get shot. I'm about to lose my fucking head. Fuck, ah, fuck. Silence. And it's just as you get closer to the pillar, you're now roughly another move action away from that pillar, a simple move action away from that pillar. You're almost there. So whatever your plan is for it, I start thinking about it soon. But it's then that you realize before you think of that plan, I haven't been shot yet. He's aiming for Aria. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
And I think Aria, after getting hit by that massive wave of self-doubt, I think normally she'd just be sprinting straight forward. But in this case, she hesitates for a moment, thinks about, looks at the support pillar. And I think, can I say she makes it about like 2/3 of the way before she sort of pauses and tries to look back towards where Varus is?
Oh, that's so fucking beautiful. Aria, take me in your brain for a moment. What makes you look back? What makes you stop to look at Barris in that moment? What hesitates in you? What happens in your brain? Take me inside there in that moment.
I think for Aria, it feels almost like a bit of a traumatic flashback moment. She is back, not in this cathedral, but on the battlefield. That moment where she and her entire battalion of sisters had once faced down a demon. For that split second, she's remembering, hesitating, and in the blink of an eye, everyone being cut down. It's only for a second, but she just turns back and needs to see that Varus is okay because all of her sisters are dead and there can't be another person.
Well then, you take a second to look back at Varus. And I have to ask you an important question, Aria. Does a 9 pass your defense?
It does.
For the second question, what's your armor?
5. My resilience is 15, though.
Then a third question. What's half your armor?
Well, if we include my half my armor.
Sorry, excuse me. It doesn't matter. You said your armor bonus is 5?
Yeah.
Take that away from your resilience.
Because that's 5 and then plus 3 from my shield, so that's
You
I think it's
the shield bonus 6 doesn't that's not taken away, but your armor bonus specifically is gone.
okay. So I'm at 12, I think. Let me double check. Let me double check because this is
Oh,
more gear. Resilience plus plus 5. You know what? We'll I'm just gonna keep it simple. Minus that 5, so we're at 10.
okay. So base damage 12. I have brutal, given that I'm using a bolt sniper rifle, meaning that's 12 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for a grand total of 17 damage. Which is 7 over your defense of 10 currently. You cannot convert these wounds to shock; they're mortal.
Ooh. Okay, I dropped
You
from
look
12 to 5 wounds immediately.
You look at Barris. Barris, you take a second to look back. See Aria look at you with complete hesitation in her eyes. Sorry, that wasn't loud at all. A bolt round goes to the side of her neck. She spins and drops, sputtering. Aria, you hit the ground, and everything in you is on fire. You've been shot before. It's not a unique experience, but you feel a little numb. Something important got hit, certainly. That and, well, there's a lot of blood leaving your neck suddenly. Otherwise, the combat continues. Aria, you took 2 movement actions, meaning you still have a combat action if you need to make one. You hit the ground, noticing there is suddenly bleeding in your neck. You are on the ground, Barras is unhurt. The same cannot be said for you. What do you do?
Well, it's through the neck, so if I can, I'm gonna try and slap a patch on that neck wound.
Easily. On the ground, you're able to, while you are sputtering and choking on your own blood, able to work at your Kyurudrin and look for a patch which you pull down the gorget of your own armor and slam onto your throat as hard as possible. You're hoping it's getting to work at you. You can go ahead and make a self-medicate roll if you would like to. That's your combat action.
I mean, I could. Thankfully, I don't take any difficulty on any Medicaid checks, but that's still kind of, You know what? We're gonna say that she wastes this turn trying to make sure she doesn't immediately croak.
All right. Works for me.
That's a 5 with a 6 on the wrath die. So that's 6 total.
Oh. All right. Pretty sure that's gonna give you some wounds back, yeah?
I think so.
And we get glory for that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We do get glory, actually.
That means I'll get glory back. To add one of the glory pool. I forget how many wounds it is. I'm gonna look that up and figure it out, but I'll map that out in a moment for you.
Okay.
Nonetheless, Aria's
Trying
turn
not to
ends
pass
the
out
round.
from pain, I think.
Nonetheless, Aria's turn ends the round. Meg.
Yeah, I'm on it.
You asked for this.
Look, for all I know, my regeneration is about to keep Aria alive.
Yeah, that's
Possibly,
fair.
probably.
I went from 5 to 6. Also, by the
And
way, you can regain shock from regenerate. If you, that's the first thing you regain. Not wounds, I think.
Well, it only regains shock after your full wounds.
Fair enough.
But
you got?
it's a failure. I only got 2 icons, so.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Give me that D66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's when you lie.
I want the good rolls and my lies to come when it's narratively appropriate.
All right, what you got for me, babe?
36.
Hey, this could be worse. Oh, hold on. Actually, well, I mean, to be fair, it did land on Sorkesh again, so he's gonna be the toughest test. As you will all feel a stinking rot rise up in the air all around you as the warp begins to roil and bubble. You can literally see the walls like leaking this inky kind of black pussy blood. It doesn't make sense given that it's supposed to be made of rockcrete, but that's the warp for you, baby. Toughness test. Thank God he passed.
We don't want that.
Well, hey, at least it means nothing bad happens to you guys at all. Regardless, we're back at the top of the round. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Ferris, back up and help Aria.
Oh,
Ferris, do it.
that's
Or-
not what I was gonna do.
Or fuck with him.
I'm
Fuck
very
with him
far
too.
away. I'm very
That's-
far away.
Do whatever you're gonna do,
It's true.
buddy.
All right. So I'm going to
Aria will be
spend.
fine.
All right, I'm going to spend a wrath to make. I'm going to spend a wrath to make a narrative declaration that
Oh.
while we were requisitioning equipment, Barris, in addition to his big gun, got some grenades. Specifically, we have crack grenades, which are used on occasion for demolitions.
Yep.
So, using my would setting one up on the pillar be considered a simple action or a combat action?
Simple.
Okay. Oh, this might be difficult then, because I can't use half my move to. I can't use like half a run to run up and then set it and then run for cover.
Okay.
Because I need to use my move to get to the pillar.
You can split up movement with actions.
Oh, okay.
So you can run over, set the charge, set it to blow, and then get the hell out of there.
All right. I'm gonna do that on the load-bearing pillar.
You dive over to the pillar, slide into it, reach into your bag. Thank God you brought these when you were in A Secundus. You slide into them into this, like these notches that kind of have the Imperial Aquila angling up at you. Thinking maybe the God Emperor might be slightly mad at your soul right now for defacing his holy symbol, but don't worry about that when you're not about to die. You plant 2 crack grenades, skitter up, and take off running back outside. You can hear them ticking and whirring to life behind you. It will not be long before they go kablooey. Anything more for you?
What combat action can I hold? Because I'm too far away to cover Aria. I guess I will. I'll hold an action to try and track Sorkesh again if he moves.
Got it. Which he is absolutely doing on his turn. So please go ahead and make that roll to track him.
Okay.
He will make a stealth roll to counter as he wants to be a sneaky sneak boy.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total icons from him.
Shit. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, the rat complication.
And I got 3 6s just to not get hit.
You could spend a wrath point to re-roll the failed ones.
Okay. Sure, I'll do
Or
that.
is that not how that works? I forget. Hold on. Or I think you can do it. Do it. Doesn't matter.
All right. So just the failed dice?
Yeah, reroll the failed attack on a test or attack, not the wrath dice once.
Oh, so any ones? I can reroll
No, you
one.
reroll any of the failed ones once.
Oh,
So you reroll all
okay.
the failed ones. So you would reroll from your check. You'd be roll like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 d6. So just roll 5 d6 for me, real quick. Yeah.
Okay. And not the wrath die.
Yeah, right out of the couch. Just roll 5 d6 for me.
Wait, what the hell? Where's the? Oh.
I'll take that wrath complication. Thank you for my another use of ammo selection. I appreciate that.
Oh, another
All right,
six.
That's
You got 'em.
more. That's 4 more icons.
You got him. As you sense that since you plant the crack grenades, Sorkash is probably moving with a bit more, well, speed because he wants to put himself in a better position to not, be near where the explosions are. But he also needs to avoid Lara, so he's trying to take a wide path to get up and back to scale it. You catch him scaling. You look and see a pair of red eyes look up from the wall and meet you while he's rapidly scrambling up the wall. He will land from that scramble, and then will turn his rifle and start aiming. Now, what does he do here? Do I hold my action for when I see Lara, or do I blast? Boris is right there. I'm shooting Boris. The fuck? No reason for me to not do that. I didn't get to aim this turn, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to dropping all my no ammo selection, no AP, no nothing cool like that. Just gotta shoot you normally, boss.
Is this during my turn or his? Technically.
His.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total icons. Does that pass your defense?
Yes, it does.
It's gonna be 12 plus brutal for 13, 14 damage in total.
Oh, Jesus.
Minus any armor you have. Or resilience,
Oh,
right? And
okay.
minus your resilience total. What's your resilience?
Resilience total is 9.
So it's 14 minus 9 for a grand total of 5 damage. 5 wounds to you.
These are not mortal wounds, right?
They are not mortal.
Okay. Alright, shock is toughness. To
Yes.
convert.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 6.
So that's
so that's
2.
2
So
icons.
you'll take 2 shock and the remaining 3 as wounds.
Okay. And then in that case, where did he shoot me exactly?
So Barrett, actually, funnily enough, as you're turning to run, you recognize, fuck, he's coming from me again. And you dive for a cogitator bank that you're kind of like not near, and you feel around kind of just steer. The shoulder where he hit you the last time, he hits you centimeters off from that. And you recognize, that was wide in the open. If his shot's that perfect, he would have took my fucking head off. She's playing with me.
Okay. Once the shot rings out, I whisper into the comms. Oh sure, shoot the prettiest one. And I will attempt to use gallows humor to let everyone recover shock.
All right.
Aria's comms are off, but she also has full shock, so...
Oh, shit.
They've got shock, though.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just fellowship.
Yeah, so you gotta roll fellowship, I believe, yes?
Yeah. Alright, that is good enough, I think.
Yep.
Nice.
Alright, so it's icons rolled. I think it's everyone
Yes.
recovers icons rolled.
Yes, so Meg, you recovered 2
Oh,
shock.
plus icons rolled plus 1.
Oh, so Meg, you recovered 3 shock.
Yeah.
And that's Sorkesh's turn. Aria or Lara. Who wants it, loves? Lara, you might be muted, by the way, I believe.
I think.
I would love to go,
I won't stop you.
but I have a thought. You said he was scaling up?
Yep, he is now up to the 2nd level.
And if you looked hard enough, you could catch a glimpse of the red eyes.
Oh, yeah. Well, Baris was looking for him, so Baris, you were prepping an action to do a sort of simple action to track him. If you want to do that now, you can do it.
Oh, I thought we. Oh yeah, sure.
Not you, Baris.
Well-
I meant Lara.
Regardless, I was doing the thing at the end of my turn last time anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, you would have definitely noticed him scaling. Thankfully, there's also a pillar right next to you, so you can just keep going up if you wanted to.
Is I'm trying to decide if I wanted. Let me double check something. Okay, that's a full action. All right, Foxy, I'm coming to you with a
All right,
negotiation.
Talk to me.
With a negotiation.
Uh-huh.
I would like to perhaps spend a wrath point to do some narrative shit.
Interact with. I love when this happens. Talk to me.
To do some lovely narrative shit.
Uh-huh.
Let's just say she's been working with the warp.
Uh-huh.
She's been working with the warp. And since she's been working with the warp to keep it out of her friends' heads. What if she really tries to force it into somebody else's head and take control of the person? That being Sarkesh.
So,
I will boost my wrath die for this if you want me to.
Okay, all right. Let me think here. Can you roll me a second mastery test against Sarkesh's stealth to make sure that you know exactly where he is so you can coordinate this properly first? That sound fair?
Yeah.
All right, then you roll that, I'll roll his stealth. That was a good roll. Sorry, I rolled to GM, but that doesn't count.
So I rolled 6.
Here comes his, since I rolled to GM, that doesn't count. There we go. I rolled the same number of icons, funnily enough, I think.
Jesus.
1,
Scared.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, with a 7, since he beats you, I'll say this. Controlling him is out of the question. Hurting him, though? Hurting him, I'll let you do.
Okay. So I'm looking to see what we can probably flavor this as and redirect it and flavor it as, because most of my hurt things are actually mortal wound.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like mortal wounds. Mortal wounds make perfect here.
Okay. What would you want me to roll for damage then?
Here's what I want you to do, specifically. What I want you to do first is I want you to roll a second mastery test. But I want you to roll this as if you're using your highest level of push for second power.
So
So you're gonna roll.
transcendent.
Yeah, you're gonna transcend here. I'm gonna tell you outright, no matter what, you are going to roll a Perils of the Warp for this, even if you don't roll any ones on the Wrath die or anything like that. This is going to be the difference. Just go ahead and roll.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right. Now, what you're looking at the dice pool for me.
Uh-huh.
What's your highest number of pairs? So if you have like 4 1s, 3 3s, 2 2s, give me your highest number of pairs you have.
I have 6 4s.
Roll Perils of the Warp and we're gonna add plus 60 to the result.
$61, and you said add what number?
Add 60. Oh, this is about to be so fucking bad.
121?
This is
How does
about
that
to be
work on a
so
66 table?
fucking bad. Okay. So Meg, before anything else happens, you rolled how many icons again? It was like 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're gonna deal 9 mortal wounds to him. As you, Lara, focus your brain in, redirect all of that push out of
Locked
the
eyes
warp.
with this man and said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, you redirect all of that gathering you're pulling out of the warp, and you push it directly at the essence of Sorkesh that you feel around you. You push it straight at his mind, and for the first time, not in your vox, but actually in your ears, you hear an audible scream that as his brain overloads with psychic energy, and you hear a thump as he slams against the back of wherever he was. The first actual sound you've all heard him purposefully make in the entirety of this encounter. However, oh god, this is gonna be so fucking bad, friends.
Is it me? Is it me, Jesus?
So, guys, can you all quickly tell me how many wounds you have and also what your max wounds are, just so I'm aware how bad this is about to be?
Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm sorry. 1 out of 10.
3 wounds, 9 max.
I think my wounds current are
The rest is squishy.
6 plus whatever I got back from Medicaid out of 12.
Oh, I forgot
Okay.
to
Oh,
Have
right.
you guys added regeneration?
Yes, make sure you regenerate as well, because that would have happened this round.
Yeah, well, that's why. That's why I'm at 6.
Michelle, I'm gonna have that for the for your Medicaid roll. I don't actually know what the number was. We're gonna have it to move on. So you're gonna say you've taken only 3 wounds in total of your 12. Okay, so Michelle, you're actually not too bad. Dan, you've got 6 wounds left remaining.
7 with the regenerate.
7. Okay. All right. Friends.
So I'm at 9 out of 12. Okay.
Psychic overload. Streaming warp energy bursts from your eyes and mouth, flashing in all directions and penetrating all living creatures surrounding you. You suffer 2d6 mortal wounds and gain 1d3 points of corruption. All other creatures, and I'm going to say it's all of you because of the way the power is working, must suffer 1d3 mortal wounds and take a personality accessible DN7 toughness test, or they are blinded. So first, thankfully, Michelle and Barris take 1d3 mortal wounds. I'll roll it for you, don't worry. Barris, 3, I'm sorry. Aria, also 3, I'm sorry. I rolled a 6 twice.
It's okay. I just dropped right back down to 6 mortal wounds.
Also, I need DN7 toughness tests from both of you. Make those as you need to. Lara.
Oh no.
I need you to take 9 mortal wounds.
Oh. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
You're at max wounds, yes?
Yeah.
You're not dead. You are dying.
I'm gonna.
Lara's psychic power lashes out all around her. You all hear the warps scream around you, and for the briefest second in the back of your brains, you would swear it sounds like Lara, even though you've only ever heard her voice in your mind. Lara collapses, falls to the deck, an audible thud, psychic backlash overloading and flooding your brain. Your nose, mouth, and eyes begin to bleed a little as you sit there in unconsciousness. Now, I am going to make a bit of a... I'm going to do a bit of a thing here, friends. This is what we're going to do, all right? Because it's about 11 o'clock, and it looks real bad for y'all right now.
Don't say.
So,
Don't say.
I'm going to give you guys a very, very simple choice. I'm going to allow you to evoke a variant of the Fly You Fools rule. what that normally is in a situation where the players are direly in combat and cannot escape by any means, one of you can decide how you bravely sacrifice yourself to let everyone else get away. One of you can describe that, but it's not going to be how you die to get everyone else away. It's going to be how you get everyone else away, but let Sorkesh capture you and bring you to Harrow. Oh, no, sorry. Hold on. Actually, scrub that entire thing. Scrub all that. Actually, I've decided I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'm immediately recounting my own thing I just said. I'm not doing that. Ignore everything I just said. Here's what's going to happen. Sorkesh is currently very mortally wounded. He's very hurt. He has very few wounds left remaining up his mag blade, which is perfectly fine a few moments ago. As a smart sniper and a person who wants to preserve his own life, I will say above table, he wants to retreat. If y'all want to keep this fight going and risk him taking more pot shots at you all to see how this plays out, we can do that. Lara's unconscious, Aria's not looking good, but if y'all think y'all got it, we can play it out. Or if you want, we can say narratively, Sorkesh retreats, it falls quiet, and you have a moment to recuperate before you go after Zakiel and Thaw. But that does mean Sorkesh is still out there. And what he does, well, we'll have to see. Up to y'all. What's the call, friends?
Well, both of us are blinded now. Is that a temporary condition, by the way?
Given that it poured out of our eyes, I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'm gonna double check. It actually might
it poured
be
out of my
distance.
eyes.
Yes,
it poured out of my eyes,
yeah.
but you guys were blinded by the light, bright flash.
Blinded by the light.
It's at my discretion. So I decide when I will say that you are, yes, you are all temporarily blinded. It's not going to be a long-lasting thing. I'm not going to permanently blind you two. That would fucking suck.
That would be a bad thing to happen to a guy whose main weapon is guns.
It's true. So, what's the call, friends?
Can we finish out this round and then maybe decide?
I mean, I think you're the only one who hasn't gone.
Yes.
That's fair.
All right then.
So I'm gonna spend a wrath point.
Uh-huh.
And I know we just said that Aria is blinded, but if I spend that wrath point, can I say that Aria very swiftly removes the eye patch from her eye and slowly opens
your
it?
Icky gore eye? Yeah. Showing
And
your
while
fucky
it's
icky gore eye, hell yeah.
bleeding blood, but there, instead of flesh and blood, is a new cybernetic implant.
Hey!
That she hasn't quite gotten used to yet.
I'll allow it. Why not? So I'm gonna say you definitely still have the so you're still able to see right now because the effect of blinded is -4 difficulty to seeing things. So it doesn't necessarily mean you can't see at all. So I'm gonna say for you, I'm gonna have that for you for now. So it's only -2 difficulty for anything involving having to see something.
Okay. And the charges are set for the balconies, just saying.
On my side, they are, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go off after you take your turn. Like at any moment now, like in this round, they will go off.
Okay. How close am I to the nearest support pillar, and how close am I to Edelvara?
If you full sprinting, you can reach Edelvara this turn. Using the pillars to climb the wall. Climb up the balconies because Lara went up 2 levels. If you use your full your full sprint, one to reach the pillars, and then two to go up, you could get to Lara in one turn. But it would need a full sprint.
Okay, so I can't do anything. Damn. Okay. Well, I didn't have anything. I would be able to use. So, yeah, she's gonna run straight towards Lara and start pulling out her Kyurgen's tools.
You dive towards. You get up, still like feeling blood leak down from the patch over your wound and from around your cybernetic as you clearly look at the world around you through a hazy red lens. Stumbly, you take off running towards the pillar on shaky hands, beginning to pull yourself up, knowing at any moment Sorkesh could shoot again and take you completely out without trying too hard. Thinking not about that, only about the friend you need to reach right now. You scale up, climbing on bloody fingers and pulling yourself up to the second level of the balcony, throwing yourself over and huddling over Lara as you work at your tools. Again, knowing that bare minimum, if any shot comes in your direction, it'll hit you before it hits Lara. And as you huddle over Lara and you stumble, closing your eyes, asking the God Emperor for one last mercy, if this is truly to be your last act of solace, your last good deed. This is where I have to ask you guys once again, friends. What's the call? We plan it out, or do we let Sorkesh run?
I think Lara's unconscious. She can't really. She doesn't really have an input in it. But in my opinion,
yeah, but it's,
like
yeah, it's you.
over
Yeah,
the
that's fair,
table.
you know?
Over the table, I think at this point, character-wise, I don't think that any of us would towards engaging with Sarkesh at this point.
Yeah, over the table, like, aside from waiting for the grenades to blow up, I don't have much else I can do while blinded.
That's true. You're the only person I think who would be able to actually hit the guy. You're currently blinded.
As much as I would want to be able to deal with Sarkesh here and now, I don't
Yeah.
think that we would be able to engage with him at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with the sniper later, but we're also kind of need medical attention. Yeah.
We fucked.
Hey, listen, I don't want to deny y'all like the sense of feeling like this was like a, you know, like a one-sided thing. I'll say over the table, Sorkesh has 3 of 12 wounds left. So this was not like, even if you let him go, this is not like, oh, he fucking wiped the floor with us. He's on his last leg. Like, you know, do not be afraid to, you know, to call it a draw, you know?
I killed myself to wound this man, VIXII.
It's true. Hey,
Vegeta versus Boo vibes.
And hey, the other thing is, it's you know, we are collapsing the balconies under him, and he was climbing up the wall last we saw. So
it's true.
On the wrong side.
So, then, how's about what I give you all is this? What's your current glory pool?
3, I think.
Cool. Take one away from that.
2?
3.
2 or 3?
It's 3.
It's 3.
Okay.
Cool. Drop it to 2. I'm gonna give you guys a sort of free action to let Aria, as you grab Lara, begin to do the barest bit of first aid and realize, right, the support beams. You just leap, throw yourself over the rock-crete barrier, hold Lara as much as you can in your armored bulk, and wait until you smash into the rock-crete hard. It rattles you. You're pretty sure you probably broke something unimportant. But just as you hit the ground, an explosion rocks the side of the pillar and sends rockcrete and dust and debris scattering and flailing. The pillars, which were already been damaged by, well, 1, just wear and tear, and 2, not being very well maintained, start to collapse immediately. That was the secret of those, by the way. If you collapse any of them, it's gonna start bringing the whole of the balconies down because they weren't very well maintained. That was the whole secret there, friend. The balcony structure entirely begins collapsing. Sorkesh, the camera follows him as he's kind of tucked away in a sniper's nest, racking his rifle, feeling everything come around him. Plants a melta charge directly behind him, rolls himself to one side as the charge goes off, and then slinks like a serpent back through the hole and disappears. And the situation has become suboptimal. And he slinks away.
Guess this wasn't our last dance after all.
He's fun, surprisingly, despite having clipped the whole fight, doesn't seem to answer you. As if he's contemplating some things. Nonetheless, with the unconscious Lara huddling around a wounded Aria, and an only slightly less wounded Varus nursing a blinding psychic pain in his head, as you three of you gather up, you have only the barest moment to gather yourselves, to recover, and to, we'll say for the sake of narrative, because I don't like dealing with unconsciousness rules and shit like that, because of the healing and healing you're able to apply. Aria, go ahead and make a Medicaid roll for Lara. So I'm sure, assuming you pass, it'll be enough to wake Lara up. I'm not going to bother with that. So Lara, you are slowly brought back to the realm of consciousness, bleary and delirious. Your brain still feeling like it's on fire, and your eyes still leaking small rivulets of blood. Everything hurts, and you feel your connection to the warp tapped, as if you drastically overexerted yourself in that moment. You can certainly still move and play with the eddies of the warp, but you pushed yourself far harder than you should have in the last moments of that fight. The three of you are gathered here, sitting and considering, when you suddenly realize you don't really have time to rest. As behind you, you can still hear blades clashing in the distance. Any last words, friends?
We have to help him.
Go if you can provide some cover fire. And I think Arya has like her other eye sort of just like closed while you can hear the whir of the cybernetic eye as she pulls out her Chirurgeon's tools to fix up Lara.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time to track him down.
I am probably the one person in the party who could.
Yeah.
And I am incredibly fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Like, Barris is probably saying this, like, while barely able to stand.
I think Arya's in the best shape right now, but she's also the one the one trying to fix everyone up. By the way, that is a 6 icons for the Medicaid roll.
Perfect. We'll figure out the number of healing in a little bit before we get off screen. Let's be a wrap up first. Feel free to wrap up any last final thoughts before you all charge up. They're going to have to go help out Zadkiel.
We don't have time to regroup. This is going to... Alright, triage, and then we should... I think Arya just like pulls out a couple of patches one-handedly while the other is diagnosing Lara. Take these.
Barris, like, weakly reaches out.
It's like, I'll get to you, but Lara's dying.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were handing the patches to Barris while you were working on
Oh, she's
Lara.
absolutely doing that. She is just like Patch yourself up. I will get to you later.
Fucking be busy. You're conscious. I'll get there.
You're walking
Speaking
and
of conscious,
unconscious.
Laura, you're that now.
Conscious and, seeing that her teammates slash friends are hurt is, attempting to do the regen thing, like poke, but is probably getting a lecture about, don't fuck with the warp, but
There's absolutely muttering going on under Aria's
just
breath.
avoiding being like touched. Like, no, stop that.
Well, while Laura acts like a toddler, avoiding their bath, this really take a moment to do the barest bit of triage you can. Barely steel yourselves. That fight was harrowing, closer than it should have been, and it was only one of 3 challenges you have yet to face. And the truth is, the true truth of it all is that Sorkash, well, his place in this all remains a mystery. What happens with him next, we might only know when all of this finally comes to a head. Nonetheless, that we will draw tonight's session to a close. We've run a bit late, so I'm going to draw a short of outros for the sake of making sure we handle things very, very simply. We have been Neon Lights Roleplay. This has been By a Shadow Piece. You have all been incredible, and we have had a wonderful time entertaining you for the evening. Take the best care of yourselves, each other, and everybody else around you, and we'll see you back here in 2 more weeks, hopefully no longer Sans Turf, for another dramatic episode. Goodbye.